Next item to get accomplished is to get the transmission bolted up to the engine so I can set it down in the frame. So we are going to get out the bell housing, and then we are going to get out all the hardware that came with the kit from American Powertrain. So let's get this done. There are the bolts for the shifter, transmission to bell housing to engine. Those are for the transmission mount. Here's the shifter. I'll be putting that on there. Transmission mount. Let's see what else I got. There's the shift ball. I think that is pretty much all I'm going to need to do what I'm doing here. Don't think there's anything else in here that I'm going to need. I'm not going to hook up any of the wiring, or let's see, this is just all the wiring and stuff. I've got the flywheel bolts. Those, I think, bolt the transmission mount to the transmission cross member, so I'm going to need that. I'm not going to need the boot. Don't need the flywheel bolts. So for now, I've got everything I need. So right there makes it a little bit easier to get the bell housing on. Now with the bell housing, I have taken out the pins, the alignment pins. I am going to run a tap in these bolt holes just to make sure that they're good. I'm not going to tighten them up super tight. I'm probably going to hit them at about 40 foot-pounds. Figure that ought to be plenty tight enough to not have to worry about them loosening up. Yep. Either my torque wrench is off, or we'll go to 60 then, I guess, just to be on the safe side. I did take this bolt out and turned it around. It gave me 1/2 inch, maybe a little less, extra clearance back up in here, but still with these headers sticking out that far, it's just too tight. So I will look at doing something with that, but I've got the collectors on. The exhaust will run through here, so those are aiming in a good position. Transmission's in, it's all bolted down. Got the oil pan on it, and just from looking at it, I got plenty of ground clearance. The transmission or the engine oil pan does not hang down below the cross member, so I am clear. Nothing is hanging down below the frame rails, so the frame rails are the lowest point here, besides the trailing arms and the rear suspension, but that's a different story. I was worried about everything up front, you know, even the sway bars above the frame or above the cross member, so we are all good there. That's it installed. Both headers on. We're good. So very happy with the way everything's fitting up. The only thing that's going to be an issue is right here where the rack comes up. I've got that joint on there for the steering column, and the only issue I'm going to have now is just how to get that up to be able to tie into a steering column. So it's tight over there. I knew it was going to be, but I'll figure something out. We'll get it eventually, but for now, there we are. So I got plenty of clearance all the way around. The only issue I'm having that I'm seeing right now is with the steering column coming up and these headers. So I'm probably going to have to go with a set of manifolds, which means I won't be going with a 3-inch exhaust because I don't think there's any manifolds out there that dump into a 3-inch. So clearance on the header to the motor and to the frame and everything is good. The only issue I've got is the steering linkage. I can manage everything else, so that's the issue I'm seeing. I'll have to solve for that later. The exhaust will come through right through here. So as far as everything goes, I'm good with that. It's all in that steering linkage. So, but that is the engine and transmission setting in the frame, ready for the truck show. So next thing is going to be finishing off the fuel tank, getting that in, and then we're there.